Welcome to the next episode of Glory, Glory. Alongside Jeff Dantzler, I'm Trey Littlefield. Excited about today's episode. We have the hero, one of many heroes of the Tennessee game, London Humphreys, coming on to talk with us. And then we'll talk to Hannah Folliard, who has done a tremendous job for our soccer team. Really excited about this episode.
Yeah, Trey, this is going to be great. Always good to be with you, my friend. And obviously, London, the fact that Georgia went on to win that game, one of the big connections in, I think, Georgia football history, especially if this turns out to be a great year. And we got Alabama coming up on Saturday night. Going to be so big. But I want to mention, too, Hannah Folliard. She is as good, not only a freshman keeper as there is in the country, but I think as good as any keeper in the country. She had 2 saves against North Carolina, and back in August, Georgia beat North Carolina, which they've won more national titles than all the other schools combined.
First win against them in program history.
It was amazing, and she just made 2 of those plays, kind of like London's catch against Tennessee on that great throw from Gunner. And a lot of times, we break these sports down as much as you want, but so many times it literally comes down to that one play. Did you make the play or did they make the play? And we got 2 kids on today. They made the plays.
That's right. Making the plays and then coming on to talk with us. I like the theme there. But
That's like getting on the Tonight Show after you do something famous. It's great.
Only the best here.
I'm Ed McMahon.
That's right. Well, let's talk a little bit about our soccer program. 3-0 right now, 7-2-2 overall. Still early, leading the SEC, our best SEC start since 2007. You obviously do a tremendous job calling the soccer games for SEC Network. Talk about our team and what, we're going to talk with London about resilience. I think that could be a word to describe our soccer team as well, just having a fantastic season.
Well, thank you very much for the kind words. And Kadani McAlpine just done an incredible job energizing this program here. I want to start with 3 captains. Summer Dennigan is one of the country's leading scorers. Kara Stouty, who's tremendous in the midfield and had a hat trick earlier this year. And Kate Harden, who started since her freshman year, she's the one that she'll flip that field going from the back end, pushing it forward. And I thought it was really neat, serendipitous in the SEC opening win over Texas A&M. Those 3 captains each had a goal. But they get contributions from all the classes, and there's a tremendous group of freshmen with this team as well. So it's a very, very nice blend of talent, and it's been a lot of fun, and I think they've got a chance to have a special year. And listen, I remember Coach Landers, Bowerly, Diaz, Wallace, Coach Yockel, Lieber, and we used to always talk about this. When football is going good, it's amazing the spirit and the energy that it creates on campus. So if football's going good, gymnastics says, all right, we got to be good. Basketball says, we got to be good. Tennis, golf, soccer, you name it. So obviously with what the King has done, as he's affectionately known on the Bulldog Network airwaves, Coach King, Kirby Smart, the dynasty here, it has truly been a case where the rising tides, it raises all ships. And to think now with Bama coming to town on Saturday night, in our last 65 games, 60-5.
Unreal.
With 2 national championships, obviously. And when you're talking about putting together that kind of record, being in the playoffs and national championship games and SEC championship games and playing in the SEC and Tech and Clemson and Oregon and all these schools, it's not like you're playing Little Sisters of the Poor every time out there. It really is remarkable what we've been able to do. And my best advice always, being a lifelong Georgia fan, just enjoy these days. We're not in the good old days. We're in the great old days.
We are.
So enjoy every second.
What is the quote? I wish I'd have known I was in the good days during the good days. We're in it right now.
Yeah, I think we all know that. Yeah,
yeah,
I do.
exactly.
I mean, it really is amazing. But it's going to be a lot of fun. And I think it's such a compliment. And obviously, Alabama's got such a great tradition. Georgia's got such a great tradition. Just for the 2 programs, just to be in a game of this magnitude, it says a lot about what both programs have done, both historically and in recent years.
Yeah, it does. And both of these programs, Alabama, Georgia, that's the cream of the crop. I mean, that's the dynasties of college football right now. And, I encourage our fans. It's going to be a great atmosphere on Saturday. Be there early, which they will. Be there early, be loud. I think gates open at 5:30. get in line and be there and make it rocking between the hedge. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, you don't want to get backlogged. I'd make a plan
Yeah.
on getting there at least an hour before the game kicks off. You know what's crazy, too? We've obviously played in so many huge games, Georgia and Bama. This is the first time they've been to Athens since 2015. It's been 10 years. And Kirby was a defensive coordinator for Bama that last time. It was a tough day for Georgia. They had a back named Derrick Henry who was pretty good.
Pretty good.
And,
he's had a pretty good career.
Yeah. So it's really incredible to think that we played him in so many huge games, obviously for national championships, SEC championships, but it's the first time in a decade that they've been between the hedges. So then I start thinking about it, like for a player who's a freshman at Georgia, they'd have been like second or third grade last time
true.
Alabama came here. Isn't that crazy?
That's hard. You're really dating us. Yeah. That's hard to believe. Well, Jeff, you've been around a long time. Not dating you here, but what's your favorite part of a Georgia football game day besides getting to sit by me in the press box?
Well, of course, that's at the top of the list. To go from Dan McGill to Claude Felton to Trey Littlefield, it's awesome. It's an honor. I just think as you go along, getting to see so many people that as you get older, that might be one of the few times you get to see them.
That's cool.
Some of the things that bring back memories when I just hear the sounds of the Redcoats and always cutting up past Clark Howell. It reminds me of coming to games back in the early 80s because that was the route that we would go. And it is amazing all the memories that can come rushing back to you. And I think that's the thing. Sports is a great unifier, but nowhere is it bigger than college football, and certainly nowhere is it bigger than Georgia football. And then you throw on top of that, the best way to stay relevant is to be great. The new memories that we've made in this just incredible era with what Kirby's done, and with Kirby being a homegrown and Mary Beth being a homegrown, knowing how much it means to them and their family. And I remember when we hired Kirby, and I said, my gosh, our head football coach has the same goals that I do and that our fans do, to have the Georgia football program to be the very best in the country.
Well said, my friend. Well said. That's Jeff Dantzler. I'm Trey Littlefield. Coming up next, we'll have London Humphreys. He'll talk Tennessee game and look ahead to Alabama. That's next on Glory, Glory. Well, welcome back to the Glory, Glory podcast alongside Jeff Dantzler. I'm Trey Littlefield. We are thrilled to have our next guest with us, London Humphreys, the hero of the Tennessee game. London, Jeff has been around a long time. I think he would agree, probably that 4th and 6 play, one of the greatest plays in Georgia football history. So if you could, right off the bat, just walk us through that play, that 4th and 6 with just over 2 minutes to go in the Tennessee game.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'll put that out there first. But in all honesty, just with the game flow and everything going on, I had no idea it was 4th down at all. I was just out there playing kind of tunnel vision, just kept going. We lined up. That ball was never actually thrown in practice either, like that specific route and that play we were calling, which is just how it works. That's football, I guess. It's the ones that you don't practice is what shows up. But I thought there was a chance, like with what they were doing and their coverages and everything, and sure enough, Gunner had thrown it. And I mean, it was like I didn't have to do much. It was a great pass. You know, he threw it right in the bucket. So
It was a great pass. It was an incredible catch, over the shoulder, inside shoulder. Tennessee had very good coverage. David Green told me once when he was backing up Tom Brady, he said, Brady told him, says, Greeny, there's no defense for a perfect pass. So that was a perfect pass. But it's one thing to make that play. That only gets us within 2. Then we follow it up with a 2-pointer and obviously win in overtime. So it was indeed one of the great connections in Georgia history, but we had to follow up and win the game too.
We did, yeah. No, I got excited after the catch for sure, but we still had to do the 2-point play. Like nothing would have mattered.
Down, going 2-2-2. How soon did it hit you that we had to go for 2?
Pretty quick. I mean, It was like there was no other option there. So, and then the play we called with that too to Zach was awesome. I mean, that was electric.
He's pretty fast, but
He's quick.
That's my hot take for the day.
Zachariah Branch is fast.
Write that one down.
Yeah, talk about, I mean, you mentioned it, that tunnel vision that you have during the game. I mean, not even knowing that it's 4th and 6. Is it just how you're programmed at that moment? I mean, you're just next play mentality.
Yeah, I would say
Yeah.
so. That whole next play thing, coach always talks about that too. But it was a long game too. For like it felt like it was strung out the whole game. So I mean, I think it was just like tired. Like all I could worry about was myself at that point. It was like I'm just trying to do my best at what I have to do, whether it was blocking or in that case just running the route. So.
Yeah.
All right, London, I wanted to talk about this, and you had a fumble against Austin P. Next possession, we go right back to you. That had to instill some confidence in you and remind you that even though you made a mistake, hey, it's football, things happen. The guy poked his arm in there. It happens to the greatest of the greats. That had to give you a big boost when we go right back to you on that next
Just so you know,
possession.
I forgot about the fumble. He obviously has not.
Yeah, thanks for bringing it up. No, it does, most definitely. And that was the next drive was like our 99-yard drive we had there. So, I mean, I spent time on the sideline and like I watch it. We have our little iPad so we can watch the plays real quick. And I mean, once it happened, there wasn't much I could do. So, and I knew at some point I didn't know it was going to be the literal next play, but it's going to come back to me at some point. So I just kind of have to move on. I'll work on it, figure out what I did wrong in that scenario. But it definitely helped for sure.
I thought in our last game, obviously Neyland Stadium, very tough place to play. Talk about the resilience that this group showed. I thought play after play, we may not see a better game all year, but the resilience that this team showed during that game.
Yeah. Well, so what was it? 3 years ago when we were back in Neyland and they had that first play, like 75 yards. They broke like the decibel record and everything. It was crazy. We showed that clip a couple times during the week, and I don't know if y'all have seen it, but there's this clip of our guys on the sideline. You see Ra, Tate, Dylan. Everyone's like, all right, here we go. And they just put their helmets on and strap it up. They were like completely unfazed by it. And then they went out and did their thing too. In the beginning of the game, obviously they didn't have one massive play. They drove down and scored. But it felt strikingly similar. Like I obviously wasn't on the sideline for that, but just watching the video, it felt like, well, they scored. We're like, oh, here we go. Like it's our turn to do it. Yeah.
I think to Trey's point too, what made that game so great, of course, we're all stressed out about it, but if you didn't have a team, if you were just a fan of, say, Alabama or Florida and you were just watching the game to enjoy it, is that both teams showed great resiliency.
Yeah.
Neither team went away, and that's what SEC football is all about, and that's what Saturday night's going to be all about when the stampeding pachyderm invades Sanford Stadium and Dooley Field.
No, most definitely. And I think our team's historically been good at that too. Like that's one of our core like DNA things Coach Smart talks about. And I think we like embody that, and especially when things like you could say get hard or it's like not ideal. It's like, hey, they're scoring too. It's not, you don't want to see that when the offense is going back out there. But I think we've like embodied it well and handle those things well, and I think we'll continue to do that.
Yeah, I think you've seen the fire, passion, energy, FPE that Coach Smart talks about. I think you've seen that through the first 3 games. So we've had 2 weeks to think about the Tennessee game, obviously moving ahead, as Jeff mentioned, to Alabama. Take us through this week and kind of what a game prep week looks like for you.
Yeah. I mean, we're coming off the bye week too, which is always nice, so you can get ahead. We started like end of last week and then a little bit. Obviously, we're just doing our normal routine now. But, I mean, we know who the opponent is. Nothing really changes in terms of, like, the timing of practices or meetings, operation of that stuff. We're just trying to game plan as best we can. And if we know our plan, like, inside and out, then that's the best we can do going into the game. So.
All right, so the first name London, were your parents fans of the city London, or it just kind of happened? How did the name London come about?
So my dad came up with the name, and when I always asked him, he came up with it in college. Like at some point his like friends were talking about what they would want to name their kids, and he came up with it and I guess stuck with it. But totally separate. My mom was born in England.
Okay.
Because her dad was in the Air Force over there, but I don't think she had any, like, it was like, hey, my dad named me, and then she named.
That's serendipitous. I mean, that's pretty incredible. I mean, when your parents met, it had to be, well, I want to name my son London, and your mom's like, oh my gosh, I was born in England. It was just meant to be. That's true love.
I know it. Yeah, it's I like the name a lot. I mean, it's different, so I'm a fan of it.
Well, talking about your parents, you might not be the greatest athlete. That might be up for discussion in your family.
It definitely is.
So talk about your was your dad a decathlete, mom pole vaulter, or vice versa?
Dad was a decathlete, but
Okay.
pole vaulted, like he was a real good pole vaulter.
Gotcha.
And then my mom was at South Carolina and did the heptathlon. So she did the 7 events. Dad did 10. And then my mom was, she was probably where I get my athleticism from. She was a beast in her own right. She was like an All-American, gave like the Olympic trials a shot and did all the like post-collegiate meets. And then my dad was a national champion pole vaulter, I want to say his junior year at Auburn. So
Gotcha.
That's amazing. And I've always thought about this, how some sports get their origin. Like, who was the first person to pole vault? All I could come up with was back in like the 1600s. Do you think that was a way for the invading armies to get over a moat?
it had to be, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how they turned that into a
Random.
competitive event, but they did.
It's very difficult to do.
It is.
So what got you into football? Did you start with track, with baseball, or was football kind of your first love?
No, football was the last sport I ever tried out, actually. It's grew up like doing some track. Baseball was the thing I did. Like I did the whole summer baseball scene. Was basketball here and there. Played soccer. I played most of the sports. And then my freshman year of high school, all my buddies were playing football. And I was like, you know what? I'll give it a try. Go out there, and I hated it. Oh my gosh. I was just a twig. The pads like hurt my back. We didn't have enough freshmen to field like a freshman team, so we had no games. Our JV team, we played a couple, and I had to play like safety for most of the games, and I was like, this is not for me. This is not what I was meant to do. Still too skinny. I was like, everything hurt all the time. So come like sophomore year, I was like, you know what? I think track and baseball, and I'll play basketball too, are like what I'll do. So I didn't end up playing really. And then my high school football coach, he's like one of my mentors, great human, Ingle Martin, basically was like, hey, if you like took football more serious and you tried it out again, like you could get school paid for, like going to college could get paid for. And I was like, well, that sounds pretty good, because at the time, like it's all different now with how like the NIL stuff and scholarships are changing, but track and baseball weren't. Like if you had a full scholarship for something, it was like you were like the best in the best.
So you talk Ingle Martin, he was a topper. He went to Florida, right?
He did.
Yeah, from Tennessee. He was a big-time prospect coming out.
Big time. He was like one of the dual threat quarterbacks at like a rival high school of ours, MBA. And he did go to Florida, and then he transferred to Furman, and then he did some time in the NFL with the Titans and the Packers. I think he was behind Brett Favre for a while. So.
Yeah, you obviously made a good choice to get into football. Talk about maybe the biggest lessons that you learned from playing football.
God, there's so many. So Coach Martin, Ingle Martin, he always said that football was like this microcosm of life. You know, he always would drop these big words on us in high school, which I had no idea what they meant. But then now that it's been however many years since I started playing, it's like only more and more real, him saying that. Like all this, we're talking about like adversity and resiliency. If you were to look at like just one singular game, like bad things are going to happen, numerous, like a fumble, you know? And then in your life, he always talked about like you're going to be a husband one day, a father, and a leader. Like those are the three things that you need to look forward to and like prepare for. Because like, what's the percentage of NFL players out of high school at the time when he was teaching us this? It's not much. But he's like, all of y'all will have the opportunity for being a husband, father, and a leader with whatever your career path is. So those two things, just like how like bad things will happen in football, right? And then in your life too, and how you like the fumble. You can't like dwell on it. Like bad things will happen with work. And then just like looking forward to the future, like we talk about like what's your why, I would almost say like my why is like my future family or being that good husband and learning. I mean, we have so many good like coaches and role models here at Georgia. There's so many people with different stories. There's so much to learn from them. So I think I'm doing myself a disservice if I don't like set myself up.
That's good stuff.
Well, London with Kirby and Mary Beth, they both went to school here. The things that I say about them is altruism, how much they've given back to the university, and just the authenticity, their love for Athens, Georgia, for the University of Georgia. And I'm sure that's infectious for the players as well.
100%. I think there's a part of you that has to like buy into it. Like you always hear them talk about it, but just you seeing all that time, Miss Smart's always around too, and it's like they really do, like this school like built them, and then they're giving back to allow the school to do the same to us. I mean, you can only be grateful for that, especially with how much change in college football there is. Like it's hard to find coaches that first off care like just about each individual person, but then let alone the school, so definitely grateful for them.
All right, he's from Nashville. We got to talk a little country music with him.
Let's
Trey.
do it,
So,
yeah.
Trey always contends Alan Jackson, America's greatest entertainer out there.
Not greatest country singer, greatest artist in North American
Elvis,
history. There we go.
Sinatra, Billy Joel, you name it, Ray Charles. So who are some of your country acts you like the most?
Well, I think Alan Jackson's great.
There you go. There we go. George Strait.
That's
George
King
Strait's
George.
George
Hail
Strait.
King George. I love George Strait.
Amazing. I'm always a big fan of like Luke Combs or
Yeah.
Chris Stapleton. Those guys have been.
Have you
Big
heard
fan.
his cover of The Gambler, by the way?
Yes.
Is it
Amazing.
not? I mean,
it is amazing.
love Kenny, but it might be
I
better.
made that one. Yeah.
Is lightning going to strike me for
It
saying
might,
that?
it
I
might.
mean, what do you think?
It's pretty good. It's
Are you
pretty
not?
good.
Are you going to go one or the other?
I'm gonna be political
You
here.
gonna stay on the fence?
Just stay.
Mother, you gonna stay on the fence?
I'm
too?
gonna not
Yeah.
get in trouble.
Okay.
But yeah, those guys. I mean, and there's like 100 country music artists that live in Nashville too. When I was back in May, I got a chance to go home, and we'll just see people.
Yeah.
Like when we're out eating lunch or something. Like I forget who we saw. But like we have family friends like who know Morgan Wallen, like cut his hair and stuff too. It's just like it's this small world.
Yeah.
It's like you're not really that far from these like celebrities per se or these country music artists, which I always think's cool. Like Kid Rock lives there too. He's crazy, but
All right, well, talk about the influence. We've had some games here, and Trey, you can back me up on this. And I talked with Kirby about it earlier in the week. 2019 Notre Dame, 2021 Arkansas, when both of those games, the Irish and the Razorbacks had 5-6 false start penalties. And literally a play like that can turn 3rd and 2 into 3rd and 7 can make all the difference. So if you had a message for our fans on Saturday night, what would it be?
well, I think what's the streak now? What is it, 33 or
33.
something
33.
at home? And I don't think that's that's not just random. I think that happens for a reason. But I don't think we have to worry too much about people showing up for this game. I think our fans just need to do what they've always done. And I think that'll be the most help and support we can get.
Well said, London. I know I speak for Jeff. It's great to see guys who do it for the right reasons. And so we're your biggest fans. Appreciate you coming on with us. Let's make it 34 straight on Saturday
honor of
against
Herschel.
Alabama.
34.
Oh, yeah.
34.
Even better.
So London, thanks for being with us.
Of course.
Really
thank you
appreciate
guys.
it.
Yeah,
And good
been a
luck
blast.
Saturday. London Humphreys, when we come back, we'll have Lily Cincola. We'll sit down with soccer goalkeeper Hannah Folliard coming up next on the Glory Glory podcast. Hey, Dog Nation. If you want more original content from Georgia Athletics, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Georgia Bulldogs Athletics.
And Glory Glory Podcast is also available to listen on Apple, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, or wherever you get your favorite podcast. Go Dogs!
Welcome back to the Glory Glory podcast. Filling in for Jeff Dantzler. Happy to have Lily Cincola with us, and thrilled to have Hannah Folliard join us on today's podcast. Hannah, one of the top student athletes here at Georgia, doing a phenomenal job for our soccer program. Thanks for being with us today.
Thanks for having me. Super excited to have you. I mean, I bet everyone's already been talking about it. We call you, I guess, the 17-year-old soccer superstar. Say that 5 times fast. But just so awesome to have you on today.
Well, yeah, I'm super excited to be here.
Yeah, so talk about that. A lot of people don't know your story. So Jordan Brown, goalkeeper, goes down with an injury. You're 16 years old at that time. You had signed on to play with Georgia. So you reclassify as a freshman so that you could go ahead and play this season. Talk about that process and what you went through to get to this point.
Yeah, I mean, Kadani called me in May when JB got hurt. We didn't really know if it was as bad as it was yet. So he kind of called me and he's like, "How would you like to come early?" And I was like, or he's like, "How do you like to come here?" I was like, "Well, I'm coming here in the spring. Like, what do you mean?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, so JB's injured, and if this like is what we think it is, we would want you to come in if you can in the fall." I kind of was like, "Oh, like okay, like that's definitely an idea.
That
like
sounds
that's
great.
like
Yeah,
that's a
yeah.
thought. That's a good thought. Like whatever." And whatever, we talk about it a little bit. Get off the phone. Look to my mom. I was like, "There's no way I'm doing this. Like I can't." I had so many classes that I thought I had to do, which turns out I didn't, which is great. But
Yeah.
we kind of were just like, I was like, "There's no way I could do this. Like I want the next 6 months to kind of get ready for the spring to kind of fill in JB's role when she leaves, like finishes her season and leaves."
Yeah.
So I was like, "There's just no way." And we kind of were just messing around, seeing if it would work. And then we found out that it would work. So kind of just did an English class online. And then I texted him, like, "Looks like it's going to work out." And then, I mean, just kind of got there. Like I was at a USA camp, like playing Japan. And we were just kind of calling everyone. And we're like, "Yeah, I mean, I can sign when I get back." And then just go in a couple days like that. Like I literally went from playing at like US, I went to GA finals, and then I went to Georgia, and it was just all like, all right, just kind of go. And then here I am. And
That's awesome.
That is awesome. I was going to ask you, talk about, I mean, the experience playing for the U.S. national team on the under-17 team. You were, a highly recruited student athlete coming in. How did those things prepare you to be ready to go at age 16 to be a goalkeeper for an SEC team?
Yeah, I mean, definitely the US did help me a lot because especially like playing out of the back, like it's such a big thing there. Like you have to be the 11th player, and I think the speed of play and just playing with them, like I started getting called into camps U16, and then I got called into like 5 camps like in the spring, and it was great to kind of have that speed of play. And like some of those girls now are playing for Power 4 schools already,
Yeah.
so just kind of it was easier to settle in from club to US and then Georgia. It was a lot easier to just kind of settle in, and my like club team was very like we have very high level players, like a lot of Power 4 girls. Like I'll see a couple of them next year in the SEC. So I think just like that high level of play. Obviously, like SEC soccer is no joke, and it's definitely like the highest competitive I've been. But definitely like having that as something to like continue to practice with was a lot of help to get to the SEC.
Absolutely. So you obviously came in with not much preparation. Most people would freak out by that. I know a lot of people need the 6 months of planning. How have you kind of adjusted with that and kept your cool, just kind of being thrown in?
Yeah, I mean, I still can't really believe any of this is happening. Like I think I've kind of got in here, and it's just like a day-by-day thing. I don't think I've realized yet, like my teammates will always like joke around that I'm so young, but like I really just, they've been a great help, like genuinely. Like I came in and immediately like my 2 roommates, like Maya and Haley, like immediately were just like helping me out through it. And the entire freshman class, I mean, there's so many of us, it's kind of like we kind of taken over like the locker room space and everything. So it's like it does help having that many girls that just kind of have all came in new. And, like, obviously all the older girls have been so much help. Like, everyone on the field has just kind of helped me out. And it's just like a I help you, you help me situation. So, like, I don't really know. I don't think I fully, like, I think after this season, I'm going to be, like, sit back and be like, wow. Like,
wow, I really did that.
Yeah, you
I
really just did
that.
that. But, like, right now I'm just kind of, like, game by game. Like, we have Florida on Friday and just kind of just getting through that. I'm like, well, I'm here now, so I might as well just do it. And, you know, it's been a lot of fun, so.
Yeah, take us back to that first match that you had. So you talked about the 6 months of prep, that's out the window. So you've signed up for your classes, you've moved to Athens, you're part of this new team. All right, you walk on the field for the first time. What's going through your mind? Is this just like, next play, next man up mentality?
Yeah, I mean, really,
Yeah.
like, thinking about UCLA, I remember walking on to, like, warm up, and I genuinely was just like, all right, ball, like, literally all I thought was, like, ball, like, ball hands, like, just literally go through it. Like, I just didn't even notice that there were that many people there, and it was just one of those things where literally go through the motions. You've done this a billion times, and then, like, whatever we do, call-outs, whatever, rah-rah, like, go team, like, whatever, and
You had to learn all those
yeah,
quickly, yeah.
honestly, like,
Like
something,
dogs
no,
on three?
no, literally, I kind of came in, and even our locker room, like, I went on my visit August 1st and 2nd, like, they did not have games, like, I had no idea the pregame routine, kind of just was like, all right, cool, like, we're doing this, like, huge chant in the locker room, and so, I mean, it was just kind of, like, playing UCLA as my first game, I was like, okay, there's nothing to expect from us, like, literally just go out, and my whole mentality was, like, just literally try to stop as many things as possible, like, impact the ball before it impacts you, so that was kind of so, like, literally my first play of the game, I go run and, like, dive at the ball, and I was just like, well, that's just what I'm going to have to do, kind of just control the game a little bit, like, and, I mean, it was definitely surreal, like, obviously we lost that game 1-0, but it was so exciting to see, like, our ceiling and what we could actually be, so I think just, like, I was just very, like, focused on the game. I didn't even realize that there were that many people there until afterwards.
Wow, yeah. How would you say that you've kind of progressed from that and like taken your experiences from that and built on it from?
Yeah, I mean, I'm one of those people that I don't like making the same mistake twice or like doing the same thing twice if I don't have to. So like every single game is a learning opportunity. So like UCLA, like there are some things I wanted to learn from that and I just take that into the next game and then the next game. So like just I like building off of every game. So now it's like I've seen this, like we've had rain delays, like we've played at midnight, we've played with man down, we've played with people injured, we've played with an entire different lineup than like we started with. So it's like definitely just learning from like previous games and then just trying to build on it and just have my team's back and them having mine. So
I think it also helps just knowing Kadani, knowing your coaching staff, the culture that he's established, like that has to make it a little easier for you.
No, yeah, for sure. Like the people that Kadani recruits are just very like level-headed, like workhorse people, like very blue collar, and that's one of the things I really liked about this program and this school is like everyone here has had to work for everything they've gotten. So it's like I know that when we step on the field, I don't have to worry about someone not working hard. I don't have to worry about them not putting everything they have into a tackle. So like those are the kind of kids that Kadani and Jason and all of them raise and like want to become. And like this team's culture is just so much more than like what we show in games too. Like everyone before like we'll do Bible study, like we like are grown in faith, and it's something that I think is really cool about Georgia soccer is like we're a group of team, but we're also like very like connected in other ways. So I think that that's just the culture that Kadani raises, and it's something that I personally love, and it's something that I don't see very often in other like schools, and that's maybe I'm biased, but like I always like I like love what Georgia soccer is about, and I think that starts with Kadani.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like you can definitely see that community and that connection with the way that you guys play, and that definitely adds to how successful you guys have
Yeah,
been this year.
3-0 right now. Best start in the SEC since 2000. I know we're early. Best start since 2007.
Yeah.
Well, what's been the secret to that success?
Yeah, I mean, I think Kadani said it earlier, like when in the locker room, he said, we are what we consistently do. And something that we always consistently do is defensive, like work rate, and just like defensively, like we are very sound, like we spend a lot of time in the set piece room, like making sure our defensive set pieces are down and set like covered. So I think just starting with defense, like hard into tackles, make sure we're organized, make sure we're communicating, and that's one of the things that I think goes a lot like unnoticed. Like obviously you could see it with the stat board, like we have a lot of clean sheets, like we don't get shot on a lot, and when they do, it's like not on frame. So I think that's something that really is good with our game is that our defensive work rate and our defensive like unit all just stepping back all the way from the front to the back. So I think that's a big key factor of us like winning and not getting scored on very often.
For somebody that may not know a lot about soccer, a lot about the game, when you see a goalkeeper, some people, it's not, they may say, oh, that's easy. They just stand in one spot and they're trying to defend the ball.
Like, oh,
Yeah.
it's not that big. Just jump over and grab it.
But obviously, as you know, not easy. What is the secret to being a successful goalkeeper?
I mean, reps on reps on reps. Like, I think that's a big thing. Like, practice every day and just try to, like, I always try to practice how I play and just keep on, like, going through those reps. And just a lot of big part of it is, like, staying focused. And that's something that I've had to make sure I stay on top of, because I could have 2 saves and it could be 70th minute, 90th minute. Like, so just staying focused and just making sure that I'm locked in, because it's a big part. But also communication. Like, there's so many things that people don't necessarily see with goalkeeping and backlines, is like the amount of communication that we do to make sure everyone's in the right spot is huge. Like, I have to know the set piece book by the back of my hand, so it's like I need to know where every single person on the field needs to be at a certain time. And obviously, like, it might not be as physical, but it's a very, like, leadership role, like, communication role. And obviously, I mean, practice how we play. Like, Roddy's a great coach. That's one of the reasons why I came here. And just, like, our goalkeeper unit too. Like, Nikki and Vic and JB's injured right now, but, like, our defensive or our goalkeeper, like, union is something that I love here. And it's like we all work hard and we all can lean on each other for help. So I think that's a big reason why our goalkeeper unit is so solid and why I feel so confident, like, going into games.
16 years old, just recently turned 17. I can't even remember that far back what I was doing at 17 years
Probably
old.
nothing good.
But tell us, you're obviously have stepped into this big role. What do you like to do away from the pitch, away from the field?
I definitely, like, thinking about it, outside of soccer and everything, I used to be a big baker at home, but now since we're in the dorms, like, can't really do that. But
Can't really microwave.
and it's funny because Nikki's actually a very good cook and baker, so, like,
Okay.
I need to start, like, baking with her more. But she'll, like, tonight, like, last week we did, like, Dancing with the Stars, and Nikki made us, like, gnocchi, and so, like, very, like, cook oriented, like, baking, like, team, whatever. And outside of that, I really like just randomly, like, watching, like, TV shows or just, like, chilling around, because I mean, school, soccer, like,
Not much time.
sleep, eat, like, not
Yeah.
much time to do things.
Something relaxing.
But yeah, no, definitely something relaxing, something just, like, hanging out with my teammates or just, like, having fun or whatever.
Who do you have winning Dancing with the Stars?
It's too early to
too
tell,
early.
like,
Too soon.
too
Too
early.
soon.
I definitely
but
have my top
lots
4.
of opening dances were great
So good.
last week, so we're excited for this week.
Well, Hannah, we are excited about this weekend. Encourage everyone to get out to the Turner Soccer Complex, 6:30 against Florida. Should be a lot of fun. Should be a great way to start the weekend. Thank you so much for all you do. We're your biggest fans. Can't wait to see you there Friday night. That's Hannah Folliard on the Glory Glory podcast. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. All right, Jeff, great show today. Really enjoyed talking to 2 of the stellar athletes in Georgia athletics. Really, really fun conversation, and two student athletes that do it the right way.
Yeah, they're great kids, and they're both doing things, as you said, the right way and really making plays on the field and on the pitch. And I know we're going to have so many more exciting times this year. And for London and Hannah, just such a huge, huge part of that. It was very, very nice to get to talk to them.
Well,
and again, the London stuff too. That's still, I got to tell you, the fact that his
That's
dad,
blowing your mind.
Yeah, his dad was going to name him London. That his mom was born in England. Unbelievable.
Yeah, and I want to thank Lily Cincola for coming on. Great conversation with Hannah. Hannah is a rock star. Remember, our soccer team 3-0. Remember, to all our fans, soccer team 3-0. Big match Friday night against Florida. Got to be there. Let's set the tone for Saturday. Let's pack it out Friday night against the Gators.
And by the way, for Hannah Folliard, I wanted to throw this in too. So we had our starting keeper, Jordan Brown, was hurt before the season. Hannah enrolled early. She turned 17 in July. Something when she started school at Georgia, she was 16. I was a sophomore in high school when I was 16.
What were you doing at 17 years old? Do we want to know?
Well, I guess I was a junior in high school then, just ready to come to Georgia. But it really is amazing that she's been able to do that. But those were, 2 great kids, and a great job by Lily.
Yeah, well, Jeff, really enjoyed the conversation today. Reminder, Glory, Glory is available anywhere you get your podcasts, Spotify, Apple Music, Stitcher. Like, comment, subscribe. I want to ask you, if you have someone, a guest that you'd like to recommend come on the show, leave a comment down below. We'd love to hear your recommendations. Jeff, as always, enjoyed this. This has been Glory, Glory. Until next time, go Dogs.